Cost you 100 million. One pilot. Lost the C-130 and Blackhawks for one pilot. $100 million just to save one guy.
Government Iran is smart enough to go, we're going to make something that's culturally relevant that permeates through all of Instagram, and we know it's affecting the Trump's MAGA people.
This is how we take the old from the new.
Rapfabulous. With the real hip hop.
Yo, what up? It's the
And
pull
we're
up.
back. We're
We're
back.
back. Pretty Lou, Angel Face.
Yep.
What's up?
Mike
What's up?
This week it will be quick. I have some things I got to take care of, but I definitely want to jump into it. And if you're following us, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And you know, Pretty Lou, you were ripping it this week, man. You had the super Wood Harris effect on your IG, the Pathfinder story.
Come on, man. I'm just saying, man. If you're really from New York and you know what we told about with the Pathfinders during the '90s, man, then you know.
I know,
Lou,
right?
Lou, you gotta show me how to go viral. I feel like everything you do is just going viral recently. I need to learn that. What you're doing over there?
The only thing that I'm not doing is the bank account's not going viral. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right? It's a work in progress.
That's definitely a work in process. I'm going, but the bank account's not viral yet. So
we were talking. Hey, he's making money. Like he's making some money on Instagram.
Yes.
So you were already in the game. You're in the starting gates of the game. Now we just got to make sure, you know, we got to get that French Montana which, by the way, video with Rick Ross. Have you seen it?
Yo, that beat is fire. How you feeling the song, Lou?
Well, I kind of broke the record, on Hip Hop Nation. It's a dope record. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real, man. It's an up and coming record. I think it's good for the spring. And it has a good vibe to it. It has a good vibe. So shout out to them.
Yeah, that beat is fire. What you think, Mike?
I mean, it's
it's a classic, man. It's a no-brainer.
She's a millennial, bro. She don't know that that's a beat before the beat. Yeah. You know that?
No, I knew it was an old school. I knew it. That's why I like the record. I knew it.
But nothing
giving that old school feel.
Yeah, but nothing comes from the original. You know what I'm saying? The original is just. But it's a great record. It's a great. It's a good
lineup. All three of the artists brought their A game. I'm a big Max B fan, so yeah, I like the record.
The real who really brought out that record was Max B.
He did.
Yeah. I'll give him that one.
Max B. He brought that record out.
He came home and did what he's supposed to do right away. Foot on the gas. That's it. He's been hit after hit.
So that Rick Ross, that track is crazy. And then hopefully this week I'm playing it on the show. So I've got the Rick Ross track playing, and then I also got the T.I. I don't know if you've seen the new video from T.I.
No, I haven't seen.
I haven't seen that one.
Tip answers basically 50, but he does it in a way that's not grilling in your face. To me, it's hip hop the way it should be. He put it in the lyrics. He came with the beat. But then he hit the culture of Atlanta with the marching band. So if you haven't seen that video, check out T.I.'s brand new video. I think it popped out a couple of days ago this week. And I also have that on this week's show, which this week's show on the radio is called what am I calling it? No, it's Mixed Bags. No, it's Digging in the Crates, because I'm going left and right. I'm just pulling tracks in and out. So that's what this weekend's show is about.
One person I do want to shout out, man. Shout out to my brother Chef G. He has a new record out. It's called Him. Even though he's incarcerated right now, but he has a record right now that we blew up starting this past weekend, man, and it's doing real great. I keep it real. I'm loving this record, big shout out to him, man. Keep his head up right now. But
who else dropped some? I mean, you guys. I know you guys always talking about the guys, but can we just shout out Cardi B, because Cardi is just like doing these shows. She's killing it, and she's bringing out the artist. She brought out Fetty Wap. I thought that was super dope. When she brought out Blueface in LA, and she just brought out Meek last night. So I think it's dope that she's collaborating in the city with the hottest artists from their city. So I'm a Cardi fan, and we got a shout out for the girls over here. So yeah.
Shout out to Cardi, man. Thank you for the invite.
are you being funny? Or are you being funny?
That's my sister. I love her, but you know, I would have loved to have gone and see the show myself. But you know,
Yeah, you definitely
it's
supposed to
just
have been there. You didn't go to the New York show, huh?
it's all good. I saw it through Instagram.
Okay.
You know, it's crazy. The last time I physically saw her when I was at Hot, we did the naming of the street in the Bronx for it was during hip hop anniversary. And that's before anybody knew her, and I had her FaceTime somebody on my family because I used to follow her just before Cardi even put out the track. That's when she was just doing the
Nah,
Insta stuff.
I'm,
Where she is.
I'm very proud of her.
Nah,
Yeah.
she's killing it.
Very.
And I think before she started the tour, she talked about, you know, she invested in her own because the money was crazy. So once again, when you bet on yourself, you're gonna win. You just got to bet on yourself. So that's why I love it more than anything else. Is that she bet on herself. She's got a sold out tour, and she's giving back. And to your point,
Yeah, she
Angel,
does.
she's going in, she's dropping it. So yeah, I'm like you. I saw the Meek Mill's piece on Insta, so big ups to her. But all right, so we're going to make this quick. I do want to kick off this. This is a little bit of political, but I have to show it because it just shows you how the culture, I don't know if you've seen it, how the culture has played into politics. And it's that those Iranian Lego hip hop. Have you seen them?
I saw that on your page actually this morning. I saw it.
So
It kind of threw me off a little bit, but let's show, and then I'm gonna ask you this question.
Yeah. Pilot. Cost you 100 million. One pilot. Lost the C-130 in Black Hawks for one pilot. $100 million just to save one guy. World's strongest military. Look at you cry. Yeah, you talk big, drop bombs, act like you run the sky. But one little rescue when you see 130 die. Black Hawks hit hard, flames in the Persian sky. 100 million gone for one pilot, that's the price. You call us little Iran, but you bleeding equipment. Special forces running, helicopters getting hit. All this chaos for one man in the dirt. Pathetic as military. We laughing at your hurt. One pilot. Lost the C-130 in Black Hawks for one pilot. $100 million just to save one guy. World's strongest military. Look at you cry.
First of all, you know, I don't like talking. I hate talking about politics. But when I want to ask Mike, first of all, was that from them?
Yes. So I'm into politics. I'm heavy into politics. I don't really share it on the show, for different reasons, because, you know, the bots and all that. But it is coming directly from them. Now, what I've heard on the political side of this is they're intentionally doing it in a certain way. One, a lot of half the country, which is unfortunate, it's real. The average grade level for America is 6th grade level. So keep that in mind. 1. 2, it's propaganda in their own form because they're using Lego. So it's something that I was a Lego kid, right? So they're using Legos. And then the big one that I'm talking about is how culture still drives anything. Like I work in a world of agencies and cultures and sneakers and how culture drives everything in the world, right? And when I saw that, I put it on my Insta where I was saying, whoa, not taking a side. I have issues with the Iranian government in regards to how they treat the people. I have problems with our government and how we treat our own people. We can get into all of that. What I focused on was the fact that our culture of hip hop is driving the narrative because it's all over Instagram, everywhere, right? And it's serving two parts. You've got half of the people that go, yo, that beat was hot, and pro-Palestine, pro-Israel people, right? Not the government of Iran, but the people of Iran. But the government of Iran is smart enough to go, we're going to make something that's culturally relevant that permeates through all of Instagram, and we know it's affecting the Trump's MAGA people because it's all over Instagram. And when that happens, that's when I say, wow, look what culture's done even 40 years later, that the Iranian government is producing, and they've done like 5 or 6 of them, and all of them are cranking, right? And I'm sure it's the AI. I'm sure they're using whatever that program is
even the
that
commission
is.
of getting Legos, like, is crazy. You know, like first of all, like, how would even the company would even shut that down quickly? But it's
What think about? They can't shut it down. It's the Iranian government. They don't care.
right. But I'm talking about like even just calling Meta and being like, "Yo, you guys got to take all that down." You know, like
Yeah, I agree.
that's a powerful. You telling me that what is it? Hasbro, I think, owns Lego, or
Yeah.
you know, Hasbro can't make the call. You know,
Well, there's also the part that if I'm correct, I can't remember if Hasbro is a U.S. company or is it still a German company. So that's another play.
okay. So see, now that's different. You know,
That's actually, let me see if because is Hasbro a U.S. company or?
I think Hasbro's a U.S. company, but but speaking of, but it's just
It says it's an American multinational company. Actually, it is headquartered in Rhode Island, but we don't know.
Is it Providence, Rhode Island? Because I remember they booked me when I went to do a party out there. They booked me a hotel that was actually across the street from the Hasbro corporation.
So yeah, but that's a very good point. That can become political.
Chime in, guys?
Chime in. Go.
I want to chime in. So yes, I'm anti-war. I'm against war. So when I meant creative in a manipulative way, like using the Legos, using the hip hop beats, because that's something, like you said, that is gonna grab attention. But yes, I'm pro against war totally, and I do stay away from politics.
The thing is that I watched it a couple of times, and I'm gonna keep it real, man. The messages, I don't know. If you want to go back to like 9/11, like they're just giving out little messages and then doing it the way that's gonna gravitate you and you're gonna pay attention to. Like that video grabbed my attention.
Exactly. And you
that's
see
what
why?
I meant by creative, because it was creatively manipulative and grabbing attention because they used the hip hop sound, they used the Legos,
No, look, on a marketing tip, genius. On a propaganda trip, genius. I don't want to give him props, but I do want to give him props.
Just showing it, scary.
Yeah, because think about it. I think that's the scary part is we're at a point like, what was it, it was two days ago when, whenever you see this, early this week, the whole Trump of I'm going to blow up everything over there. And they actually came out with the video right the day of it.
Yeah.
Like the day of.
We're on the 2-week ceasefire right now.
They dropped the video, right? And so that once again just shows me, at the end of the day, my point on showing the video and talking about was just showing how much hip hop culture impacts everything. And the more we own it, right? We need to own it because they're not only doing that. I don't know if you, like I said, on the political tip, and I'll end it with this. They've got murals of Tupac all over Iran. And so they know who they're talking to. They know how they're doing it. Even Nipsey, rest in peace, Nipsey, they have him. And they're using our culture as a baseline to promote the people of Iran. Like I said before, I have no respect for the government of Iran because of what they're doing to the people of Iran. But the people of Iran is culture. And that's it's to me, it's no different than what's happening in the US, right? The current administration, how they're trying to separate all of us when at the end of the day, we're all need the same thing. We just want.
I mean, they're loving everything that we love over here. Like wrestling is big out there. Wrestling is big out there. They, WWE had a lot of big PLEs over there, sold out. So they're definitely there. If you want to talk about the culture, they're definitely there. Like they know about the culture.
And speaking of wrestling, we got to we got to pull up something on the wrestling because you're a big wrestling fan. I watched it as a kid and I stopped watching it, but next episode we gotta you need to pull up something on wrestling, bro.
You gotta get back into it, bro.
That's your assignment for the pull up next week. You have to bring something about wrestling and then let us know.
Listen, we have I think 15 days before WrestleMania, man. WrestleMania is gonna be crazy in the next 2 weeks.
See, I don't even know what's happening.
Wow, I love WrestleMania.
Wait a minute, you're into it too?
Yeah, I love WrestleMania. I love WrestleMania. So,
all right.
So yeah, Lou, you got an assignment for next week.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
He's like, that's
already.
All right.
My homework is done.
Also this week, in 2001, I want to play this clip. DMX passed away, and from my peeps at 24/7 HH, I do want to play this little clip, and I found it today and thought about how he was probably thinking or foreshadowing. This is an interview from a long time ago, but it still resonates today. So I'm about to drop this real quick. Hold on.
I mean, as far as like history goes, I think I've already made history, you know what I'm saying? I'm already like a part of, you know what I'm saying, hip hop. And I want to be remembered as the one artist who stood for what he believed in and always told the truth in terms of music, in terms of, you know, how I flow. You know, I ain't gonna beat nobody in the head with no bullshit music, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, the best part of this whole rap thing, the whole music thing is performing for me. You know, and you know, you see I get on stage, no hype man, you know, none of that. I don't need any of that, you know. It's just me and the crowd and we rock with each other, you know? And I think that's one characteristic of a true artist. That just goes to show that not many people with these singles are true artists.
I had to put that out there. That dude is missed. I mean,
he was legendary. DMX, he was a character. When he performed, and my favorite movie is Belly. Like, he was an actor. I feel like if he was alive right now, he would have been so huge, super huge.
I mean, he was already, to your point, he was already super huge, but the impact he had, and the first 5 albums all went platinum and number one. And I mean, we can go on in regards to what he's done.
Let me tell you something, man. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood was probably one of my best albums in my life. I could play that album from the beginning to the end without even skipping. Probably one of the best.
Favorite track? Is there a favorite track?
You asking who? You asking Lou?
Yeah, I'm asking Lou.
Oh man.
Or is it just across the board? I think it's probably one of the things, like, depending on the because, you know, he would do an album and depending on
Get At Me Dog is mine. Get At Me Dog.
Get At Me Dog is probably Get At Me Dog is probably my
Get At Me Dog was a big record.
You know, wait, that was also the record that was done in the Palladium. No, not Palladium. The Tunnel. The video was actually was shot live at the Tunnel.
Yeah, that was, man, the Tunnel. We're gonna have a whole conversation about those times. Like I said, no one knows what that energy was like late 90s and the 2000s. Was a crazy hip hop energy, and that's when it took over everything. It was hip hop at its biggest during that decade, that crossover decade.
We need that era back. We need that era back right now.
I mean, look, I don't know. I mean,
a duplicate is not even being duplicated right now. It can't be duplicated. It can't be duplicated. I don't.
What I do love of what is coming back is the R&B era is coming back into this generation, which I do love. You know, a lot of hit records from back in the days are now getting played, and you know, you gotta shout out these social medias as well, like Instagram and TikTok, especially TikTok. Like, you know, a lot of these young kids are knowing the records that were played back in the days, especially the R&B. Yeah. So, you know, and what's great about it is that, I don't know if you guys see it, but a lot of these R&B artists are now back on the road and then doing big shows and selling out. So, you know, good for them, man.
They're able to do tours. They're able to do tours. That's like I see Neo is doing tours, the Mary, like all the artists. And I think that's great because they put out legendary music. So they're able to tour now and it's memorable, and people are coming. They haven't sold out shows, so
And I'm also happy that they're getting the props that they deserve. You know.
that's
Yeah, and for me personally, an artist that's out on the road with a good brother of mine, who actually I'm doing something after we record this podcast, Azim Rashid, who was down with a bunch of labels. He worked with me when I used to do programming and radio, and he's actually the godfather of for my two girls. He's working with Q Parker with 112. And I want to shout out Q Parker because he's still hustling, doing the old school promos, right? He went to a club up in Queens last time he was here, and then he ran through the Wednesday event from
my brother,
Wednesday event.
the R&B, the big R&B party that they do on Wednesdays.
Yeah, he did.
Shout out to my brother DJ Big Reef.
Yeah. So he's, Q Park is doing it, and like you said, all these artists are doing it, and so big props to all the artists that are doing it. But to wrap it up, like I said, because I need to, do that, trying to stay on time. Birthdays this week: Pharrell, April 5th, just happened. Juicy J, one of my favorite hip hop artists. I'm a big Juicy J fan.
Come on, man, we big dipping right here.
3-6 Mafia, man, that 3-6. He's somebody I'm aiming for that I want to do a convos with. The Brat is April 14th. DJ Pooh is April 14th. Some album anniversaries. Scarface, The Diary, came out April 12th, 1994. And April 19th, 1994, 32 years ago, Illmatic.
Yo, 32 years already. Wow. And I still remember going to college. I was in John Jay, my first year at John Jay in 94. And I remember pumping Illmatic in my Honda Civic.
Man. And if you think about there's some stories that I some interviews just talking about. I'll bring it up in probably next week. There's an interview from 24/7 HH talking about that session of Illmatic with Nas, and what Nas was thinking in the studio then is what's making him who he is today in regards to as a businessman, and just he and Jay they both did it their way, right? In different ways, and look at where they are now and seeing how they've just turned into just moguls in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, Nas has done it the smoothest way. I know it Rock Nation and Jay, and we talked about that last week, but Nas is
Appeal, man. He's doing phenomenal with Mass Appeal right now, and also with the Result Casino in Queens. Like, big shout out to Nas.
So yes,
I'm so happy. I'm happy he's my friend. Like, I could really say he's my friend.
Wow, you did tell me that story. Yeah, so we have to figure out how to pull that trigger one day.
Oh no, we definitely have to. However, here or at the station or I don't care where, we have to pull that trigger.
Yeah, because
that has to be in your paper of goals. His name,
that's the Pretty Lou, Mike Fox, Angel Face team goal of rapfabulous to have Nas part of it, because once again, what he's done, and how much he's changed the trajectory of just hip hop and turned it into what he's turned it into. And then, as we did last year, so many of the artists that came through Mass Appeal, from De La to Havoc and Alchemist, Big Al, the De La Projects, all those artists, it was pretty much a Mass Appeal convos. That's what started the series convos with those artists when he did those releases last year. So that's even another reason why I think it's important. But we're getting out of here. Angel Face, tell them where to find you. Tell them what they need to do.
_ Angel Face Instagram. Follow me up. Tune in.
There you go. Big Pretty Lou.
Yes. Follow me at Pretty Lou 11, PRETTYLOU, the number 11, and you can catch me on Sirius XM Hip Hop Nation Friday nights, 12 a.m. on the East, 9 p.m. on the West, and of course, you can catch all of us on Rap Fabulous.
Yes, you can.
Let them know.
Oh yeah, we definitely do for the radio show. My schedule's been so crazy, but I need to set up that session so we can do the radio part, because as we said, if you want to pull up in the radio, people are like, which one is which? But definitely do that. And of course, you can catch me on at rapfabulous or micfox.co. But getting out of here. Good seeing y'all next week. Make sure you pull up.
Before we hang up.
Yeah. That's old school. Before we hang up, click.
Before we hang up, before we press the end button, I want to dedicate this podcast tonight to the late great. I wanted to do it last week, but we had some big guests, so I just let it flow. But tonight, I want to dedicate this podcast to the late great Lord Sear, man. Great friend of mine, passed away a couple weeks ago. He was a great radio cameraman. He was an artist. He was a producer. He was everything. You know, he was actually the face of Sirius XM Shade 45, which is Eminem's channel. He's done a lot of things with Bobito, Stretch Armstrong. Like, the guy is like, and the best part is that he loved my wife. What was it? It was the ices. My wife used to do these ices, these pina coladas and all this stuff. He used to order it from us and have that all the time until we found out that he couldn't have, he was not allowed to have those stuff. But but one thing I do want to say is that when I first got hired at Sirius XM, he was the first man to welcome me with open arms and embrace me. So, Lord Sear, man, you've been missed, man.
Yeah. And once again, you know, part of this process with rapfabulous is, you know, we do a lot of RIPs, rest in power, but we're also going to do, you know, I'm actually working on an interview with somebody that's with us today and celebrating the flowers. And that's going to be a big one because, and I'll announce him once we record the interview, but he's somebody who's played a vital part in the scenes of big players, big brands. Some people know him, some people don't know him, some people see him in between, but I just locked down that interview, so I can't wait to announce that once I record that. But that's an example of what we're going to do, rapfabulous. Not only celebrating artists and talent like Wood Harris or whatever that come through, the other part is we're going to celebrate people that if you want to call them behind the scenes, whatever you want to call them, these are people that have helped push all of this and make it happen. So very, very excited for that interview. He's a brother that I say we've. It's funny. I don't know him. I know him personally in a weird proxy way, but we've crossed paths in different places. So the interesting thing about this interview is I'm sure there's going to be some correlations because we have mutual friends. So I'm working on some of those sneak tactics of, oh yeah, I got a question from somebody that he didn't expect me to get it from, that kind of thing. So that's what's happening. But we're getting out of here. Thanks for being on the pull up. Make sure you follow, subscribe. Of course, we already know you're following Pretty Lou, and then get those lashes from Angel Face Uptown in Harlem. See, I got it.
Lashes.
Lash out lashes. And we'll see you next week, and we out.
Let's take a sec to think back like this.
This is how we take the old from the new. The new to the old.
Rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live.
Rapfabulous. What, huh? Did I start? To the hit, the hop, you don't stop.
Rapfabulous.
With the real hip hop.